Okay, that was dramatic enough. Today is actually a short, fun update video plus a gift. I would like to gift you guys the files for this case. It took forever to make, but it's so awesome. And if you have a 3D printer, you can have that tomorrow, right? So we'll cover that in a minute. New case, Perfect Pass RC, new wheels. We're going to talk about these. And of course, Perfect Pass RC, new parts. As you know, we decided to offer our community 3 colors: chrome, silver, and black. So you can have a car that is all chrome, a car that is all black, and a car that is all silver, or you can choose a combination of them so you have a car to your liking. I'm going to talk about the new steering mechanism that is finally out and finally available. Many of you guys asked me about this radio relocate kit for the front. If you've seen it on a build video, by the way, all those parts, if you haven't seen the latest video, it's actually pretty cool. It's a build video. Check it out real quick. So this is how chrome looks on all the parts. This is how silver anodized, and this is how black. By the way, everything is hard anodized for scratches. These are the shocks that we offer on the website in black, and now we offer them in silver, and also we offer them in chrome. So you can decide. You see, all the parts are treated the same. Silver, chrome, they come with the oil and everything, with the seals. These are the armors, of course, for the servo, and these are the boxes for the radio, gyro, whatever you want to put in them. Everything aluminum, of course. We're working on some plastic and dollarine POM options as well, including reinforced carbon fiber nylons for these. So stay tuned, but these are coming. They're actually awesome. You can install them on your car, and then you have the entire front for all your radio stuff, including servo. Wheels. So a company by the name of Yufeng contacted me about probably like 6 months ago, right? They're like, hey, we're making wheels. How about you offer to your community? And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Our reputation is extremely important. How about you send me a set? And they did, and it was horrible. I ran it. It was bad. I told them, sorry, no. And they said, no, hold on, let us try again. And then they said another and another. I tested like 10 sets, right? And I said, look, here's the deal, man. I told the owner, I said, what we offer on the website, it's only the best of the best of the best. If you don't have the best, well, sorry about that, but we're not going to represent you or sell it to our community. He's like, okay, let's work hard on it. It honestly took like 3 months of sending samples to get to the perfect compound. And then I ran it and I said, you know what? 160, 170, 180 miles an hour, that's actually not bad. Now, they're a Chinese company, so those wheels are actually rather cheap. I said, you know what, instead of just saying no, 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 how about we make lemonade from the lemons, right? And I figured there are so many people out there that might actually benefit from it and can save money. The profit here is not really there, especially with the new tariffs and everything. We're selling these, I was trying to offer it for 50% less than what the market has to offer right now, just for those guys, because when you start speedrunning, you're doing your 140s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you crash a lot, you destroy many, many wheels. So I figured, you know what? This can be a great alternative, a great option for those guys that didn't quite get to the 180s, 190s, 200s, right? So I tested again. Eventually we got to a perfect compound. It's between 40 and 45 sure, and they last. So we mastered the gluing process. Well, they did with my guidance. The gluing process, the foam, the material, the truing and everything. I said, look, here's what I want. We have a ton of guys out there that needs that. Provide me with a wheel that is already trued, so they don't have to mess with it. It's already rounded, already trued down to 96 millimeter, and that will be the speedrun wheel, and then give me a killer price, which they did. This company honestly approached everyone and their sisters in the industry. You can see it on Facebook all over. They posted my videos all over. Not really sure that was a smart move business-wise or marketing, but they did. So I was like, all right, whatever. And they advertised the price to everyone, $6 a wheel, $6.50 a wheel to everyone, right? Which made it so hard on a business side of it, because now people know how much they are at cost, might not be able to calculate how much it is with tariffs, with customs, with import, with employees, the money that it costs to keep the lights on and whatnot. And then You cannot sell 6.5, whatever, $13 with shipping and everything. Let's just say with tariff, you're in it for like $16, $17. You're not able to sell it for $35 or $40 like BSRs. Also, honestly, it's not fair because they're not as good as BSR, right? BSR is king. Gone Bananas are amazing. These are amazing wheels up to 150, 60, 70, 80. And they are tested. And I said, you know what? Let's try to offer them between the $20 to $25 mark. Save a ton of money to a lot of drivers out there. And they're good enough. They're actually great. They're good enough for those lower speeds. And it actually came out to be a pretty quality product eventually for those speeds. If you guys out there, big dogs 180 and over, forget about it. It's just not going to hold. It's honestly almost a scam to offer them to you. But for those guys doing the 150, 60, 70, 80s, you should be fine. And I actually ran them many, many times. You've seen some videos of me testing wheels. Let me show you a short clip of 170 just so you see how the wheel actually lasts. All right, Perfect Pass wheels. Last and final production version. 40 to 45 churros with our own concoction of foam. This is it. This is going to be the graduation test. All right, we definitely reached our plateau. And stop, read. No, 164. So they were fresh. All right, let's try and go a little bit faster and we'll see what happens. We're doing a lot of testings today for different things. Also trying a new diffuser design. We have a couple of different diffuser designs here and there scattered around. All right, and stop, read. How do they look? All right. Right, so that's for speedrun. You buy them as a pair. I'm going to put the price. Everything is already on the website available for you guys to purchase. These are the speedrun wheels. They come 96 millimeter, 40 to 45 short. Great up to like the 160, 70, 180. Depends on the condition of the road and everything. Of course, you know how that works. And then they said, hey, what about drag wheels? I said, let's try them. I've sent some to drag drivers. They're like, they're actually good. Again, a cheaper alternative. BSR are amazing. Gone Bananas are amazing. But these are a great, cheaper alternative. And they're really close to almost like the 50% of the cost. If you ask me, I think it's worth it. We've made speedrun wheels. We've made drag that we call them medium. They're like the pinks or double pinks, sorry. Medium, they come 104.5 millimeter, just like BSR and Bananas. 104 and these 96 for the speedrun. We have medium that are like the double pinks, and we have soft, which are like the orange, right? So, pick and choose. So these are for the wheels. They're available on the website. Enjoy. Great cheap alternative. Parts we covered. Great. Now this little body right here. Well, I had this, that Futaba case and whatnot. And it had that little older foam inside. And I said, let's build a killer case. And I just played around with it. I said, let's just build a killer case for myself. I put on the SolidWorks. I started working with SolidWorks. And I started designing. It came out freaking amazing, man. And I was like, dude, this is so clean. It can actually be a product, right? Now, obviously, every lid here, again, unedited video, so bear with me. You have a bin in every one of these that you print. Everything is 3D printed. Just 3D printed, choose your own colors. You have a bin that fits nice. Oh, nice. And then you have, of course, a lid. Perfect Pass for each and every one of them. And of course, once this is closed, it's holding all those lids, so you don't really need pressure or anything. A bunch of room for tools. Like, this is actually pretty big. Put tools, pliers, cutters, whatever, and then close it. I'm gonna use this one. By the way, this, if you have an amplifier, fits as well. You just fold it like that. Done deal. This is a small one that I left here, and this will be for screws, which is pretty cool. So you just put all the screws and everything, and of course you can take it outside, pour it, give it to your body or something, and then bring it back in. And it's got a weird AF bin as well, but that just ended up being the shape here, so it is what it is. And same dealio. And then I figured, wow, you know what? Let's make it a product. Let's actually manufacture them and let's sell them. And I was like, you know, something feels shady here because GoPro, you know what's up, a little ramp here to kind of let me brag a little bit, a little ramp here that, So anyway, I said, let's make it a product. But then here's the problem. Most of the products that we sell are products that you can't really use if you print, right? If you have a 3D printer, many people have 3D printers nowadays because they're functional parts. So you need them to be strong. And some of you guys would like them to be chrome or silver, or they need to be strong, right? So you can't really 3D print them because they're not going to last. They're going to look almost the same when it comes to the shape, but then it's going to be plastic or PLA or whatnot, PETG, whatever you guys use. But then it's not going to have that functionality and it's not going to be beautiful. You know the drill. But this one, however, there is no really energy involved here. There is no momentum. So you can have it printed and it's going to be just fine because there are no loads whatsoever. I figured, you know what? This is a long, boring video of me just talking. Sorry about that. I said, you know what? I'm edited, right? I said, you know what? I will upload all the files because it took forever. It actually took forever to design. It's actually a lot of work. There's a lot of work involved here. And I said, let's upload it to one of those websites like Printables and Thingiverse and all these and charge per download. So you can download all the STL files and whatnot. And then it just felt shady to me also. I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to give it to my community. Why not, right? So right now, I'm going to put the link. And you guys can actually just download all the files, crank up your printer. You need a big printer because that's like 360 on 240. So you need like a bigger volume plate. But if you have a 3D printer or a buddy with a 3D printer, or you know someone with a 3D printer and you got some PLA laying around, this is so awesome, dude. And you can have it for free, pretty much. I figured that will be the best move, and that's the real customer service and the real care and the real community. If we can, why not? If it doesn't cost me anything, it doesn't cost you anything. So download it, enjoy it. It's actually pretty awesome, man. It's everything here. There's like a little ramp for the GoPro. When you print it, you can actually choose the length and everything, or the height, sorry. If you have a different remote, this one is obviously for the 7PX. If you have a different with the amplifier, if you have a different remote, maybe you can alter it a little bit. And I printed it on a very, very low percentage of infill, because if not, it's going to be heavy, man. If you put like a ton of infill here, that's like almost a key, almost a kilo, like 2.2 pounds. So print it in a very airy fashion. You don't really need much because, again, there's just no load. Everything sits here beautifully, and that's it. And you get to enjoy it. So link in the description. You can get the files, print one, enjoy it. This is a gift for my community from me. The steering mechanism is finally available. It comes with the bearings. Obviously, it's a servo saver delete. It comes with the bearing, comes with the carbon, with the screws, with everything. It even comes with those little studs. So you just install it and you're done. And the cool feature here is this little body right here. So you can actually flip it around. So if you have a servo that is on the top deck or something and you want to bring the arm from the side, and if you want to bring the arm from a 90 degree to the right, you can. You can choose whichever orientation you want. For this one, obviously this is a stock armor length when it comes to the length here, so you're not changing your servo arm or anything. It's just a plug and play perfect fit. Super, super high quality. And finally, we mastered the tolerances. So almost zero play, almost. We're doing as much as we can. It's very, very hard to mass produce, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous kit. Chrome with carbon, very, very accurate. And if you have seen the build videos, you've seen them. They're amazing. We love them. For the arm, someone asked me about the arm for the radio relocate kit. Also, we were trying to make sure that we have very, very small play here. So this actually comes with those beautiful O-rings. This is very, very strong aluminum actually. So The steering is extremely responsive. There's a ton of room inside the receiver box, finally, so you don't have to cramp everything. There's a ton of room, and you can put your receiver, you can put your gyros inside, you can put your perfect passes, your castle B-links, whatever you're using inside of this little body right here. This is how the black looks, and this is how the silver looks. So these are in production currently right now. They will be available very soon. These came out freaking sick, dude. Like, imagine a car that is all chrome with these. What the hell? It really came out beautiful. And for the price, I mean, we're offering them for, I think, what is it? Like $40 for everything. It's like $10 a shock. It feels weird, you know, because usually my videos have like excitements and speed runs and things are going on. This is just me sitting in the studio and talking. So, oh, you know what? I have an idea. There you go. 20. Boys will be boys, you got to admit. That was actually kind of fun. You got your fix, I got my fix. And that's pretty much it. Guys, thank you so much. I thought it's going to be a shorter video, but not really. What's this case? It's very innocent. I wonder what's inside. This is like your perfect sleeper, right? Dinged up, scratched. It's been all over the world. If you think about it, America, multiple locations, Rosa, Europe, England, Israel, the desert. But this might be scratched and dinged up. And when I'm in the runway, a kid might tell his dad, "Oh, look, Dad, poor people. Let's not make eye contact." But worry not, because this is your perfect sleeper. It's like your 700 horse wheel 1992 Honda Civic. Because once you open that little buddy, there's a world of possibilities. It actually came out so freaking sick, man. Awesome. Do me a favor, by the way, if you make one, of course you can choose your own color and whatnot. It's whatever PLA you use. Tag me. Tag on Instagram and Facebook, Perfect Pass RC and Raz Shifrin, because I would love to see it. If you really make a sick one, and post pictures and whatnot, you might win a prize. You never know. Maybe I'll feel generous at some point. I don't know. I have no idea. That's it. By the way, if you're good with designs and stuff, you don't really need that case. Also, I'm thinking about it now. It's going all the way through, and it's 120 millimeter. You can just design like an enclosure with the foam and the handle, and you're good. Some latches. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much. A little longer video than usual, but thanks for sticking in. I appreciate it. Raz Shifrin, Perfect Pass RC, over and out. Sorry, I had to. Such a child.